What's going on, YouTube? It's another video with your main man, Mr. Unstoppable. And today we are talking about self-love, man. And why health is self-love at the highest level. Because it truly is, man. I'm gonna give y'all a disclaimer right now. We're gonna have some hard truths in this video. We are going to get gooey in this video. If you do not want to get gooey or you don't want to hear no hard truths, you can go watch another video. I will not take that personally. For all of you people who don't have a hard time with hard truths or don't mind getting gooey and sentimental, stick around. Everybody else, y'all can exit the premises. Peace and blessings be upon you. Now, for everybody that is still here locked in with me, man, shout out to everybody who has been supporting the channel. Secondly, shout out to everybody who is new to the channel, man. The reason why I came up with this particular topic was because I think back on 13 years ago when I used to drink every day, right? I think back to myself, man, like I was having a lot of fun with what I was doing. I was pretty hedonistic, I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit of a womanizer, and I told y'all I was gonna get gooey today. I'm about to let y'all know everything for real. I was very hedonistic, drinking all the time, not working out, eating. I was the epitome of being unhealthy. I'm reflecting back on that time of my life, man, which was very necessary because it got me to where I am today, to where I can help other people. So never shortchange where you are in your journey or with your humble beginnings, because you need that to become who you are. Bruce Wayne needed his parents to get murdered for him to become Batman. The hardships are necessary for you to become the superhero or to become a powerful person who can change lives, because you have to first change your own life, all right, and deal with the hardships. And it makes people connect with you. But during that time, man, I really honestly understand that I really did not have self-love for myself. I really did not love myself. I was having a lot of fun. I was doing the things that I wanted to do, but I really deep down inside, I did not really love the person that I was. And I think that's really why I was a womanizer and drank alcohol every single day and just did all of these things for pleasure, because it was me masking the fact that I didn't have self-love for myself. What I realized is during my journey between me being, an overweight alcoholic and womanizer and everything else that I was doing at that time, what I really realized is changing my life and doing a complete 180. I realized the correlation between taking care of myself and self-love. Those two things are exactly the same. Now, I know somebody's probably watching this video saying, who is not in shape, who doesn't exercise, who eats whatever, and they're probably looking at this video and saying, oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I love myself. I'm not talking about loving yourself from the standpoint of the ego. You look at yourself, you be like, oh, I'm fine, or oh, I'm this and that, and you give yourself compliments. I'm talking about actual self-love. People who really love themselves take care of themselves. When I changed my life and did that complete 180, now when I go to the gym, I'm exercising even though it's suffering, because it's painful and it's challenging, and I could really just hit the snooze button and roll over, but that wouldn't be self-love. That wouldn't be me taking care of myself. That would be me taking the easy way out. When I notice is when I don't exercise or take care of myself, I actually feel worse, man. And this is why exercise and good health clears up things like depression, anxiety, all of these things that people are popping pills for. They're really just curing the symptoms instead of getting to the root cause of the problem. People feel depressed. People say that their life is bad because they're depressed, but you're really depressed because your life is bad. You ever notice how the people that just don't do anything with their lives, they might smoke weed all day, drink all the time, me, how I used to be, just play video games and just do everything that is pleasure seeking, is actually detrimental to your health, and honestly is in correlation with you not having self-love. When you start to watch the things that you put into your body, that is a form of self-love. When you choose going to Kava or Subway instead of going to McDonald's or Burger King, that's a form of self-love. When you discipline yourself to drink water instead of having a bunch of sodas, that's a form of self-love. When you decide to stop smoking because it is ruining your health, that is a form of self-love. All of these things that we tend to do are just a form of coping. We're just coping for some specific reason. But coping mechanisms are never healthy if you really think about it. Everything that we use to cope, alcohol, sex, drugs, procrastination, video games, mental masturbation, watching X-rated videos, things like this that we use to cope are never healthy for us. But what's healthy? Watching the foods that you eat is a form of self-love. That's a form of self-care. Meditation is a form of self-care, because you are taking time and putting energy and effort into something that's going to make you feel better in a long-lasting type of way. If you decide to take 30 minutes out of your busy day, even if you work at 9-to-5 job, to go exercise, or on the weekends, if you decide I'm gonna go out in nature and just have a nice little walk. That is self-care, that's self-love too as well, because you're doing something to benefit your health. Anybody can sit and lay on the couch and eat a bag bag of chips. You can't really do that and say that you love yourself. That's not self-love. And that's the entire point that I'm making with this whole video. Think about it like this. If a friend of yours comes to you with a problem, they trust you and they believe that you can help them and listen to them, and that speaking to you is going to make them feel heard. They tell you their story or whatever it is that is going on with them. Then instead of picking them up and giving them encouraging words, you tell them something negative instead. Now, you had a choice where you could have uplifted your friend, but instead you chose to kick him while he was down. Take that same concept and apply it to your health. If you decide to make a nice home cooked meal with some chicken breast and some steamed broccoli or asparagus and some rice or something, or you decide to go to the quick Chinese spot down the street, high in sodium, high in fat, and doing all of that stuff, which one would you associate with self-care or self-love? Self-love starts with effort. If there's no effort, there's no love. If you told your wife that you was hungry and she ordered you a Domino's pizza, do you feel like that would be a gesture of love? If you told your wife you was hungry and she got in the kitchen, took out the steak, marinated that thing, put the seasoning on it, put it into the oven, made some mashed potatoes from scratch, put the chives in there, hooked it up real good for you, and then stir-fried some vegetables, put it on the side of the plate for you, folded up the paper towel, put it up onto the bottom when your food was ready and just brought it to you, you would consider that to be love, right? Instead of calling Domino's and having somebody deliver something to you, she got in the kitchen and took time and effort and energy to make you a meal because you said you was hungry. And that's the difference, man. Things that don't take time, effort, and energy don't have any love put into them. But if you take time, effort, and energy to do something, there's gonna be love in that. You know, there's care in that. And the same thing goes for yourself. It takes effort to be healthy. Over 60% of people in America are overweight or obese. Depression is at an all-time high. Anxiety is at an all-time high. Stress is at an all-time high. But you know what combats all of these chronic diseases? Taking care of your health. Because it's so easy to not exercise. It's so easy to say, I'm tired from work, or I'm not getting up before work to go exercise or work out. But what you're really saying is you're not worth it. But if you say, all right, I gotta be to work at 9 o'clock. If I wake up at 6, I can work out, take a shower, maybe read a good book, do a little bit of yoga, meditation, take care of myself before I go into work, get my mental right, get my spiritual right, pray before you go to work, get you a nice little ritual, self-care. That's where that comes from. If you made that decision to do all of those things before you went to work, you're saying that you're worth it, right? You're saying that you love yourself enough to take care of yourself because your health is worth it, because that is an extension of your life, an extension of your well-being, also is an extension of the longevity of your life. So not taking care of your health and making the decision not to take care of your health is the same as saying, I don't care if I don't live longer. You might not have put much thought into that, but when I just spoke that to you, maybe you got a little bit offended. And that's okay, because you come into a realization that, maybe that is true. The point of this whole video isn't to offend anybody, but these hard truths need to be heard, because somebody's gonna watch this video. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be a month from now, maybe 6 months down the line, maybe a year down the line, somebody's gonna watch this video. They might even leave a comment, and it's gonna be something that's gonna spark something within themselves to take care of themselves and to take their health seriously, because they understand that that means self-love. And maybe that person needs to come to that conclusion, the fact that they don't feel this self-love for themselves, that they might be medicating with, drugs and alcohol and women and sex. They might want to make a change for themselves, and this video right here might be the answer to that. It might be the spark that changes their life. This is why I make videos, because I know it's going to help somebody. I genuinely hope and pray that this video makes you take a different look at your life and take a different perspective on self-love and health and taking your health seriously. And maybe coming to this conclusion will change your life in the way that it changed mine, or maybe not. But you know what? That's up to you. If y'all like the video, man, leave me a like, leave me a comment below. I'll be dropping new videos every single Saturday at 10 a.m. till I reach 500 subscribers. So if y'all want to take this journey with me, sub to the channel and stay tuned for every Saturday at 10 a.m. where we're going to be dropping more videos for y'all. Viewing pleasure with more gooiness, more real talks, and more inspiration, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. And as always, stay unstoppable. Peace.